came and can't go to church. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that right there. Enjoy your body. Enjoy. I want you to take your age. If you're a man, deduct that from 78. If you're a woman, deduct that from 82. And I want you to think about the approximate time that you have left. And you will conclude, for most of us, we have more time behind us than we have ahead of us. For being able to trust God is to know Him through the scriptures and have been able to see His track record of bringing people out, bringing people through, bringing people over, seeing how He healed, seeing how He delivers, seeing how He shows up. And that becomes your reality so that when it's your turn to be tested, you got something to go to. Imagine now having a difficult situation and being told to trust God, but you don't know where to go. A lot of people do not know the Lord through the Bible. A lot of people know the God of their imagination. Imagination seems to work fine when everything is going well. But when trouble comes, the God of your imagination ain't a deliverer. The God of your imagination ain't the one that can get you through. The God of your imagination is not a healer. Am I making some sense? The God of your imagination ain't the one that restores marriage. The God of your imagination is not the one that restores your mind. Every time, this God shows up, save that time, save that channel. It may look grim, may look deep, but every time God delivers, you got to know Him. You got to know Him to trust Him. If you don't know Him through His word, you cannot and you will not be able to trust God. Killings and knocking in the head and all kind of crazy stuff. People getting shot, straight bullets. I mean, just all kind of stuff everywhere. But here's what He said. He said, trust in the Lord and do good, and you'll live safely in the land. Guess what I do? I believe that. Do you believe that? Hey, I believe that. He can't wait to give you what it is that you're praying for, because what you're praying for is in alignment with His will, because He was the one who put it on your heart. For the believer is to bring glory to God in everything you do. Have you arrived to that the sum total of your life is to bring God glory? You were created to glorify Him. In your marriage, in your health, on your job, with your children, in your parenting, in your church, in your home, in your private time, you were created to bring glory to Him. My life does not belong to me. The purpose of my life is not to fulfill what I desire. The purpose of my life is to glorify the one who created me. Now, sometimes people get to acting up the worst and it don't seem like God will agree. And you know some stuff you can do. You can call some folks, you can write some letters, you can stir up some stuff. I mean, you waiting on God to act, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And you know, when you first start doing it, it's pretty cool. It's like, okay, I'm just trusting God. I'm going to just put you in God's hands, okay? And the person acts like, so what? Big deal. Who is God? Watch this. And they clown the words. And you say, okay, God, I'm waiting on you to act. And then the person they push the envelope back even further. You waiting on God? Here, let me slap the cheek, because that's what God said. So keep on waiting on God. You're like, my God. And wait patiently for Him to act. But God, while I'm waiting on you to act, they acted, and I'm scared I won't act, so can we please? The time before that, and the time before that, and He brought you through the time before that, got you through the first year of marriage, got you through the second year of marriage, got you through the 10th year of marriage, got you through the 15th year of marriage. Listen, now you're at year 16. Let me tell you something. The same God that got you through 1, 5, 7, 9, and 10 is the same one that's going to get you through 16 if you continue to do what? Trust Him. It comes to God. I know Him like that. Guess what He do? He do whatever it is that He says He's going to do. He ain't never left me. He's never forsaken me. He's never let me down. He's never disappointed me. Now, He's made me wait long. He's a God that does what He says He's going to do. The question is, can you trust and wait for Him to act? And say, if God brought me through that, which was the greater, how in the world is He not going to bring me through this, which is the lesser? I mean, if He was going to leave me, He'd have left me in that. He didn't bring me through that to get me over here and leave me in here. He didn't go through all of what He went through to finally save me to get me over here while I'm saved and abandon me. If He was going to abandon me, He'd have abandoned me blood to save me, to get me all the way over here and not leave me and forsake me. Y'all ain't talking to me. You don't measure your love by your rent. You don't measure his love by how you feel. You don't measure his love by how much money you got left over after you cash your check. You don't measure his love based on somebody stealing your hubcaps or not. You don't measure his love because your car broke. You don't see, God don't love me any less because life happened. He don't love me any less because I got in a car accident. He don't love me any less because somebody called me out. He don't love me any less because I experienced some racism. He don't love me any less because my kids acting crazy. God loves me in spite of whatever may be going on in my life. I'll be loved without you because he loved me with you, and if he got to go, guess God. But God don't love me after you believe that. Told me that while I was yet a sinner, Christ saved me. He snatched me out of the life of this wicked and perverse generation. He put his spirit down on the inside of me, took the blindness off my eyes, removed the veil, took me out of the devil's camp, and made me his child. That's how I know he loves me. Because he loved me when I was broke, and he loved me when I was sick, and he loved me when I was by myself, and he loved me when my wife was cutting up, and he loved me when I was cutting up, and he loved me when my kids was cutting up, and he loved me when my body was cutting up. One thing I know is that God loves me. Lord, I just save him today and take him today. God, that's not, they was brutal though. They didn't play. Because they didn't want you to have time to mess up again. I don't want to get in your business too much, but I want you to think about the deepest, darkest place you were in life before he threw you to rescue life. Now, some of y'all might not be too bad, so that may not have that kind of impact, but for a few, 2 or 3 that can declare that, listen, I don't know about you, I wasn't good, wasn't nothing about me good, I was up to no good mischief, I was devilish and demonic and whorish and abominable and nasty. Pastor, he was all like, yeah, and some. So just let's get that out of the way. Go back to verse 19. After all God has done, you over here crying and clowning like well, I don't know if I believe no more. Not the one we prayed for that had cancer and he raised you up, and now 5 years down the road, you got something to say about the church. Oh, remember when the judge was going to give you $1 zillion and you called on the church to pray for you while you was there. The Lord let you out. You know you should have been here. And now you living on one lung and one kidney and God is keeping you and you got a problem with God. Went through that divorce that wanted to kill you, and he had the gun put to your head, and the gun wouldn't fire, and now you have a problem with trusting God. How quickly do we forget the stuff that God got us out of? Rescued you out of John George. And now you get over here and get the treatment in church. In church. Because I'm offended. Something, the church hurt me. Change the church, don't change God. If your church hurt, find you a church that don't hurt you. I can't serve now, Pastor. I don't want to get stressed out with the church folks. Can I let you in on the secret? You one of the stressors. Listen, every good and perfect gift comes from God. If it's got some twists on it, it's from God. It ain't from God. If it's talking nasty again, it ain't from God. If it's giving you money, it ain't from God. Every good and perfect gift comes from God. If it's a kit that's got a bunch of pieces to it and you got to put him or her together, it ain't from God. Does that make some sense? If you show up on skates, be suspect. Because everyone you fool with always trying to get on their feet. Can you find one with some shoes on? Let him go. No skaters allowed. Because no sooner than I start talking to you, here you go falling. Can I hold on to $200? I need to pay my own gosh. Don't always associate getting what you want with being in the will of God. Because sometimes he'll allow you to get what you want, and then you'll hate the day that it ever showed up. Distrust is as bad as disobedience. Distrust and disobedience go hand in hand. Because we see disobedience as bad, but distrust is just as bad. So listen to this carefully. Complaining comes from a lack of trust. Complaining comes from a lack of trust. Whatever it is you're complaining about, you don't trust God in this situation. Complaining comes from a lack of trust. When we fail to trust God, we oftentimes doubt his sovereignty. When you fail to trust God, there's a part of you that doubts that he's in control. He is the creator of all things. He is the sustainer of all things. All things exist because of him. And everything operates within the framework of his divine counsel. Nothing, look at me carefully, nothing operates outside of God's divine counsel. Here's the problem that we have. We don't understand everything, so we question his sovereignty because it doesn't make sense to us. But you don't understand how a star finds its way in the sky. So how in the world are you going to understand the sovereignty of God and how things work according to God's divine counsel when God is the one who called the stars, called the sun, called the moon, spoke the earth? How can you even begin to bring your mind to wonder why I can't figure this out? Yeah. We got to stay in our lane. You got to learn how to stay in your lane. You have to accept the fact that there are some things I don't understand, and I won't understand them because that is God's business. And I promise you, you don't have a better solution for the problem than he does. Yeah, Pastor, but you don't know my husband. Pastor, I hear that, but you don't know that which I work for. This is where faith and trust becomes difficult for some people. Because what they are and who they are is bigger in their minds than their God. And they had got into it, and he was a guy, he was, one of the bad actors. And he was really coming to do something to him. He was coming to kill him. And it wasn't a question as to whether he was going to do what it was that he said he was going to do. That wasn't the question. And she was very, very, very fearful of what it was that he was going to do. And he was on his way over there. But on his way over there, this is true story, he had a stroke and died in the car. And he never made it to her street. Because if God say he ain't gonna do nothing to you, he let him out of jail, and he got out of jail, and he would listen. You forgot who God is. God can do whatever. See, we let the news and the little Negroes in the street shooting and all the stuff, the window bipped and all that. Wait, that ain't bigger than God. That ain't more powerful than God. You're right, the police can't protect you. I get it. But in the absence of the police, that doesn't mean God is not in control. It makes sense. You got to go back and read Psalm 91 and remember what he said. You fearing anybody gonna kill you when you doing what God told you to do. Let me show what it sounds like when God runs interference for you. Because you may have had a fleshly relapse. And you getting ready to do something real stupid. Now you got everybody thinking, what is he talking about? Oh. You get ready to do something real stupid. And God runs interference for you. But watch this now. Not for your sake, but his will and purpose sake. You just happen to be the person that's a part of the narrative. It ain't got so much to do with him running interference for you as much as it is protecting what it is that he's working on. And because you happen to be the one that he chooses to work through, and you too stupid to see what's going on, he got to sometimes run interference and move stuff out the way. Close some doors. Call some friends they can't go. Move some other people out the way so you don't become distracted in what it is that he got going on. Because right now you his piece of work and y'all getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. And I know y'all motorcycle guys and I know y'all club members and I know you got your eye. Look, I got to move all that because right now he my piece of work and I got something going on and y'all ain't gonna mess up what I got going on. So get out the way. You get out the way. You lose his number. You quit looking at the girl. You better come here. You need to hush up. You need to get saved and let him go do what it is that I got for him to do. That will make it some sense. Some plans didn't go as you thought they were going to go. Yes. You can make all the plans you want to. But God determines our steps. Yes. Do you know God reserves the right to interrupt your plans? Yes. You know how you can make some plans, have it all planned out, have it all mapped out, how you want it, and you got it all pretty, got it fixed up, got it laid out, got the time, got the date, got the tickets, got everything, and you went over it, went on the plan, got it all ready, and hit it, you got everything, and just like how you want it, got it nice and smooth. This is my plan. I got it worked out. I got all the bases covered, and this is my plan right here. Because I've been working on this plan, and can't nobody tell me nothing. Because I got this worked out. I got this my plan right here, and it's going to start on this date right here, and it's going to go like this, and this is what we're going to do, and we're going to have that, and we're going to put this right here, and this is going to be like that, and I'm going to get this money because I got the settlement coming, and then we're going to do this with that. We're going to put some over here. We're going to do this. I got this going on. Oh yeah, then I'm going to do some of this here too. I'm going to buy me one of these, and this is going to go, and I'm going to get rid of this right here. I ain't fooling with them no more. When I get my money, I'm going to do this over here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to tell my boss you can kiss my, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, because I'm got my plan all mapped out. Tell me nothing, I got a plan. As soon as you get all the details, got the plan worked out, a big hand comes out of heaven and goes, I don't care what demon in hell, I don't care what demonically inspired person, I don't care what evil boss, I don't care what distorted thinking person, I don't care who or what, God is sovereign over everything, that which you see and that which you can't see. God guided the arrow hit him, then he can control a bullet to not hit me. God is my protector. I put my trust, my faith, my confidence in him. If God says you're going to live, you're going to live. If God says you're going to die, you're going to die. If God says you're blessed, you are blessed. If God says you're cursed, you are cursed. Put your trust in God and believe him, and he will take care of the rest. And I'll come back.